him saying, "Trust me, just get them." And mind you, this is at 10 o'clock on Saturday night, a matter of hours before your former girlfriend is killed. And when he says, "Trust me, just get them," what are your thoughts?
I just said, well, like, how much is it? And he said those were like 12. I'm like, I'm not buying those gloves for another $12. I said we don't need gloves. What you need gloves for? We just need the machetes where we're not going to be like out long and shit. Like this is just now it depends on how long they're going to be out for. And he was like, well, just trust me, just get them. That was it.
I see. And at this point, are you still planning on going camping?
At this point, no, not really. I was just pretty much just giving everybody rides to places.
Yeah, I just don't, like, trust me, just get them. I don't.
Like, pretty much, I don't leave the house until, like, somebody say, hey, I'll give you a few dollars for gas if you take me such and such. So that's the only time I would leave the house.
But when he says, I know these are expensive, but trust me, just get them.
I said, no, I'm not paying that much for no gloves. So he ended up finding some other gloves that cost like $2.
Yeah, but why is he getting gloves?
I really didn't know.
Okay. When was the Apple Watch ripped off?
When he came back, I seen he had it in his hand, and he was telling me if I know how to reset it. I kept telling him no, and he kept handing me the phone saying reset it. I kept telling him no, I don't know how to. I don't want to be involved in it. And he kept asking me, are you mad at me? Are you mad at me? And I wasn't really saying anything. So
I'm sorry, back up. Where are you guys at geographically? Where are you at when the phone, the Apple, not the phone, but the I misspoke. Apple Watch. When was that ripped off?
That night.
Yeah, I know that, but where were you guys? Where in the night was it when it got ripped off?
We was by between Nordstrom and General Mills.
Oh, so it's still in the Cedar Rapids area when that got ripped off?
Yeah. No, I didn't know he had it until he took it out of his pocket and was like, look what he got. And there were like her blood all over it. And he like ripped pretty much the wrist part.
The bands, yeah.
Yeah. And then he tried the same password for her phone on the watch, but it was the incorrect password.
And is this on the way back from the Amana or on the way to the Amana?
On the way back from the Amana.
On the way back, when you're near General Mills, he takes her Apple Watch out of his pocket. It's got blood on it. He rips the bands off, and what does he do with the actual watch itself?
He was trying to put the password in, but the password that he wrote down in his phone for her phone, it wasn't working. Because when she told him the password, he went on his phone and he saved it in his phone.
Mm-hmm.
So when he had the watch and he ripped the bands out, he threw the bands out the window, and then he was like, we can get some good money from this phone. And he was like, oh, if I didn't know the password to the Apple Watch, you could have gotten some good money and taken it to the pawn shop. So I kept telling him, like, why did you do that? Why did you do that? And he was like, because I told you if we didn't do it, I was going to do it. And he was like, we come this far, so we had no choice. I'm like, we had a choice. You could have just stopped, but you wanted to keep doing extra shit. So the whole time he was like, don't worry about it. Nobody's going to find out nothing.
Okay.
So then he had the watch in his hand, and then kind of rolled a sleeve in his hand, and he kind of like wiped it, and he just tossed it out the window.
Okay. And you said you know exactly where it is?
It was late at night. I can't tell you exactly where it landed, but where it was thrown, it was like pretty much between Nordstrom and General Mills.
Nordstrom and General Mills, okay.
Like on the side of the street, a road.
Okay. So you said that, I'm sorry, where did you say that you took Logan, or you dropped him off after you and Dakota and Logan leave Walmart with the machetes, and that would have been 10 o'clock. I mean, that's on video, that's confirmed. 10 o'clock on Saturday night, you three leave. What happens to Logan?
I took Logan back to his grandmother's.
And it was just you three in the vehicle? You,
Yeah,
Dakota, and Logan, when you take them back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to Rich House Crime. Make sure you subscribe, hit the top bell.
Okay, and then timeline-wise, how long did it take you to get from Walmart to Logan's grandmother's place?
Well, from there to the grandmother's place, it's like 15, 19 minutes.
Okay, 15, 18 minutes or so? Okay. So you would have gotten to Logan's grandmother's place around 10:20, give or take. From there, it's just you and Dakota inside of your car?
Yeah.
Okay, where do you go from there?
I went straight to Robin's to Trevor to go and pick him up, and we sat in the parking lot.
So you picked up Trevor. And Dakota's still with you?
Yeah.
And the three of you sit in the parking lot where?
At Trevor's job.
And is that the one at Lebowski's?
Yeah.
Okay. So you sat there for how long?
I sat there until Trevor got done, which was probably like about 20, 25 minutes.
Okay, so just you and Dakota are out there in the parking lot waiting for Trevor to get done.
Mm-hmm.
He gets done, comes out, now it's the three of you in there?
Yeah.
And so now we're almost to 11 o'clock p.m.?
No, because he gets off at 11.
He gets off at 11, so he gets off at 11, he hops in with you guys. Where do you guys go from, the three of you go from Lebowski's?
I took him to his house.
And is this the one on, where does Trevor live?
Like right up the street from his mom.
Okay. So you took him to Trevor's house. Then what?
And then after that, I had Mel had texted me and said, "Are you on your way?" So I said, "Yes, I'm on my way." And she said, "Are you staying here tonight or what?" I said, "No, I can't stay there. You're gonna have to spend the night with me at my house." She said, "Okay, just let her know when I'm on the way."
Okay.
So pretty much, we was pretty much on the same, like, distance from her, so I was having to go all the way across the highway, across town, to drop the car and come back, so I just decided one trip, pick her up.
Did Dakota ever ask to be dropped off at home?
No, he just was like, "Let's ride around for a bit. You don't want to go home yet. Let's just ride around for a bit." And I kept telling him, "Hey, I don't have gas." And he was like, "Don't worry, we're not going to be out long. Just drive around for a bit."
Okay. So once you guys leave,
Jelly blocks, where squishy is more fun. Use your imagination to build your creation by stacking.
you, Logan, and Dakota, right? You go to Walmart at 10 o'clock, you get the machetes. After that, you drive back to drop off Logan.
Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the top bell.
Dakota go to pick up Trevor at work.
Trying to get to 1,000 as soon as possible.
You drop off Trevor at the house, and then you and Dakota start heading towards Melody's. And then the three of you are together for the next, would you say, several hours?
Yeah, because when she got in, when she got in, we started like talking and pretty much, just touching each other, stuff like that.
You were touching each other?
Yeah, like she was sitting in the back, so I was just like rubbing her thighs. She was like rubbing my head while I was driving. Saying, "I miss you."
I see. Okay. So you guys were together this whole time. Where did you drop off Dakota afterwards?
I dropped him off at this apartment.
Okay, which apartment?
Somewhere in there. I don't really know it. It's a friend of his apartment.
Friend of... I thought you said that he needed to get the gun back to his brother's place.
That's what he said. He said you need to get the gun back in the morning before his brother finds out it's not there.
Okay.
But he just said, just drop him over there instead. He'll find a way back to his brother's before he gets off work or something like that, he was saying.
Okay. But you don't know what the name of the apartment is?
No, it's a 690 Marion Drive, I think, something like that.
690 Marion Drive is where you dropped off Dakota? And about what time did you drop him off?
Like at, I think 2:30 or 3 o'clock when I got.
3 o'clock on the dot. Okay. What ultimately happened to Melody's phone?
Oh, that part, the phone. He tossed it out the window.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay. Where did he toss it out the window?
He was trying to reset it and watching videos on how to, because he has an Android.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, how do you reset? I told him, I don't know how to reset nothing. And he kept asking me, why are you mad at me? I'm like, because you know what you did. And then he was just pretty much, well, what are you going to do with the phone? He was like, I can keep it, but they're going to track it. So I was pretty much not paying attention to him. So when we was getting on our interstate, we was merging in, he just put the window down and he just tossed it.
Mm-hmm. And this was just before you guys went to Quick Stop?
I think, yeah.
Okay. When you're standing by the car and you're down at the Amana Pond in the dark and you're standing by the car, I don't know if you said about how far are you standing from where Melody and Dakota are at? How far? Are we talking 15 feet, 30 feet, 50 feet? What are we talking?
Like, we walked.
I mean, you said it's close enough to where you could hear what sounded like choking.
Yeah, because it was pretty quiet out there. So we walked there. I was walking behind her, and he was walking behind me, and he was like, this is a good spot. And then he was like, rip her clothes off. And I was kept telling him for what? And then he just was like, just do it. So then I ripped her clothes off, and he was like, here, hold this. And then I couldn't see exactly what I held. He just said, hold this. It was her clothes. He said to hold this. After I took it off, he picked it up and said, hold this.
So you rip off her clothes.
Yeah, after
He picks them up and then says, hold this with the clothes?
Yeah. So then when he was like, are you going to do it? I'm like, just please, bro. Like, just, we don't got to do this. He was like, well, I'm going to do it if you don't want to do it. So then I started panicking because she started to scream. And then I was crying out, telling him to stop. And then I just ran away, tried to go to the car. And then I managed to go to get to the car. Like I said, the car was in between pretty much the no smoke sign and this other sign that pretty much tells you exactly what park it is. So I ran there and I opened the door. And then I rubbed my hand against the door where I have my keys. And I got it. and then tried to start the car. It wouldn't start, but it would just crank. So it's pretty much a dead key with no chip in to start the car.
Mm-hmm.
So then he came back. He was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I was like, "Bro, I don't want to be in this. Like, I just want to go home. Like, can I please go home? I don't want to be in it." He's like, "How am I going to get back?" I'm like, "I don't give a fuck. Can I please go home?" So he was like, "No, we can't leave her. We can't leave her right here like this. Because she's going to tell us somebody find her." So then he ran back to her, and she started to like walk away after he pushed her, and she probably got up and she started walking away. And then I stood outside the car. I couldn't pretty much see everything that was going on, but I could hear her like screaming and try to fight him off or something. And he just was like, grunting real loud and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then he ended up coming back, and then he came with the clothes and to the tape that was that I was trying to cut off her hand.
Mm-hmm.
He came back with that, and that's when I seen the blood on the tape and stuff like that. And I was like, "What did you do?" And he was like, "Don't worry about it. She's not going to be a problem no more." And then he put down the clothes towards me, and he was like, "Do you have anything we could throw this away or anything?" And then he looked in the back seat. There was like 3 bags, like I said. And then he went around and then opened the door and then opened the bag and told me to put them in there. And then he told me to open the trunk, and then he put it in the trunk. And then I went in and the car, and then he came in and he handed me the keys. And he was like, "All right, let's go." So then we left. So as I was driving, I seen a cop car just sitting close to the BP gas station, and I know it closed at 10 or 11. Mm-hmm. So I purposely stopped there. Like, I literally just stopped there just to try to get the attention of the cop that was sitting there. Because, like I said, the BP is, right by the BP, there's a sign that says 45, like in Wilford. So when I seen the cop sitting like this, like the head's facing this and we're coming this way, so when I passed them, I purposely turned towards the gas station and like went to next to like a pump.
What do you got going on your finger?
I'm sorry, that's just a rope.
Can I see it?
It's just a rope, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Where'd you get that? Oh, okay. I don't want you to hurt your fingers. Whose idea was it to go to the pond in the Amanas?
It was his idea.
And what did he say about going there?
So let's just go there, let's go for a drive a bit. He knows a pond up there, and I said, "Oh, I know that pond because I used to work around there." He was like, "Okay, let's go there."
So you gave him the idea of a pond?
No, he said, "Let's go, let's drive around for a bit. Let's try to find somewhere where nobody gonna really find her."
And you suggested the
No,
pond?
I didn't suggest the pond. After he said that, then he said, "Let's go. I know a pond, like a park that's like somewhere up there." And while we were driving there, I was like, "Oh, I know this spot because I used to work up the street from it. It's like whirlpool." So he said, "Yeah, that's where we're going." So I said, "That's where we're going?" He was like, "Yeah." But I kept telling him, "Hey, I don't have gas for all this. Let's just turn back and just let this be." I'm like, "I can take her to St. Luke's. I can drop you off. I can take you to St. Luke's. And if she tells, she tells." Because I didn't, like, "You doing this stuff for no reason." She was like, "She needs some help." I'm like, "Yes, but I'll drop you off. I'll take her to St. Luke's and I'll stay there with her and we won't say nothing." And he was like, "Be smart about this." I'm like, "I am being smart about this by telling you, like, let's just leave this alone."
Which Quick Start did you two go to and go into and wash your hands and get cigarettes on the way back into town?
I went in the Quick Start is, okay, you see, there's this hotel on Blair's Ferry that's called Quality Inn.
Okay.
Right up the street there's a Quick Start, and I think further down there's a Burger King. To make it easier, I think it's a Quick Start that's close by Target.
Okay. On Blair's Ferry?
Yeah.
And I didn't ask this before, but what was Dakota wearing throughout that night?
He was wearing a black, greenish. It looks black to me, but some might say it's gray or green. He was wearing that, and he was wearing his beanie, his sweatpants, and his shoes.
Okay.
Sneaker shoes.
What kind of sneakers were they?
They were, I think, gray.
I know Nike's, J's, what?
I didn't see them. They were more like regular running shoes.
Okay. Gray running shoes.
And when I went in the quick start, he was like, just act normal. And I went in there and I went in the bathroom to pretty much throw up because I was just sick to the stomach.
Did you throw up?
I couldn't throw up.
Okay. And was this before or after he threw the phone out the window? This would have been after?
Yeah, like right when we're coming from what is this street at? We're coming from Johnson, going straight up the hill to pretty much take the interstate by Fleet Farm.
Mm-hmm.
So you know where that is?
Mm-hmm.
We're pretty next to Randy's dealership,
Mm-hmm.
Honda's dealership.
Okay.
So when we're merging in,
That's where he throws the phone, but it was after that you go to this quick start?
yeah.
Okay.
When we're merging in, he got frustrated with the phone, and he just
Trying to reset it?
he just tossed it out the window into a wall,
Mm-hmm.
and then he was like, yeah, your gas is getting low.
Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the top bell.
So he was like,
We are streaming live court,
and then he gave it to me.
live body cam until we get this channel up.
All you been asking, like, if I'm alright, if I'm good, are you mad at me? He pretty much kept saying the same thing. Like, I don't want to talk right now. And then we went there. He was like, bro, it's fine. Just go in there and act normal. Don't make it so obvious like we did some dumb shit. Just act normal. So I went in there, and he was walking close to me at all times. And I went in the bathroom to throw up, but I couldn't. And then he came in, and then he just started washing his hands. And then I just looked at him and walked out. And then I tried to look normal as I can by like pretty much smiling to any stupid thing, just to not look like something happened, and just walking in there like with a happy smiley face. And I went to the dude, I'm like, can I get a pack of Black and Mild? Because that's when I was really, really stressed because I don't smoke or anything. So like, I was like, can I get a pack of Black and Mild? And like, I was like, I had like shaking while handing him the money. And then he was like, can you give me a pack of cigarettes? I was like, okay. So he just said which one he wanted, so I just told the guy what cigarette I wanted, and I just paid for it and just went.
Mm-hmm. So from the time you leave, we talked about this before, but from the time you leave Walmart all the way up until when you drop Dakota off at the apartments that you discussed, maybe 690 Marion, around 2:30, 3 o'clock, you guys are together the whole time, right? Okay. When you dropped him off, did he take anything with him out of the car?
He took glasses. Her glasses.
Her glasses?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think her glasses. Yeah.
Her glasses. Okay. So, and that's all he took?
I think that's what was all he took, because when he left, I just pretty much just stopped the car and it was pretty much facing forward. And he just was like, all right, I'll see you later. I'm like, yep. And then he just was like, dude, chill the fuck out. We're going to be good. And he was like, remember, don't say shit. If the cops come here or to my brother's house, then I'm going to fuck some shit up. I'm going to go straight to Nana and fuck some shit up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And he was like, we're good. And then he tried to fist bump me, and I just ignored it. And he was like, I'll text you. And then he I seen he had her glasses, and then he just started walking to the apartment where he was going.
And did he text you?
He texted me?
Yeah. He said he was gonna. I'll text you. Did he text you?
Yeah, he said he was going to text me. I didn't. I pretty much had my phone on do not disturb mode all that night because I didn't want him to call me or nothing.
Mm-hmm. When was the last time you talked to him?
That's when I talked to him. Last time I talked to him, he just texted me in the morning. He was like, "What are you doing?" And I said nothing. And then he was like, "Go on your phone and look up the news." And then when he told me that, this was like around the afternoon, and he told me that, and then that's when I seen they said they found a body, and that's when I started getting more sick to the stomach, and I couldn't sleep that night, and I woke up like at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, no, I'm going to the police right away, but I just woke up, so nobody at the house would know I'm leaving, so I just woke up, so I was going to come straight to here and explain what happened, but then my car wasn't there.
Right. So he sent you a text message saying, "Look at the news."
No, he called me.
He called you and said that.
He texted me and said, "What are you doing?" I said nothing, and then he called me, and then it didn't go through because my phone was on do not disturb mode. So I just called back. I was like, "What do you want?" He's like, "Look at the news," and then when I seen it, I got shocked. And then I started like crying a little bit on the phone, but I was in the bathroom, but not enough.
Yeah. And is this your iPhone?
My girlfriend's iPhone.
Okay. And so if we were to look at that iPhone, we would see that he sent you a text message saying, "What are you doing? You're on Do Not Disturb." He tries to call you. You call him. There's a call that should be on there. And then shortly thereafter, it should have you on the internet looking at the news.
Yeah.
That'll all be on there.
Yeah, how we did it was he called me off. He called me, but then he shared his screen. Like, do you know like what that is? Yeah.
And so that'll all be on there, on your phone.
You won't see the part where like he shared his screen.
But we'll see the calls.
Yeah. So he pretty much just was like, look, and then that's when I was like in the bathroom at that time while everybody else was just out here, and I was like, why the fuck you just listen to me and just leave us alone? And he just was like laughing about it. He was like, well, don't worry, we're not gonna get caught. We're not gonna get caught. We just made the news. That's my first time killing somebody, and I got that.
That'll all be on that call. It'll be on your call log.
Not him saying it, but not.
I know it's not a recorded call,
Yeah.
but there will be documentation showing that yesterday, while your car was gone, or was it the day before? Sunday? Or
Sunday
or
morning.
today?
Sunday afternoonish.
Okay. You're having this conversation with him.
While I was in the bathroom.
Okay. And all of that will be documented on his phone and on your phone? Okay. And that was the last time you talked to him?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he just was telling me how her glasses are nice and how he liked them and that they were real glasses. So.
Okay, so he gets out of the car. Now, did I hear you say that at one point when he comes back to you after being there, and you hear the choking sound? What does he all hand you to put in the bag?
He handed me her clothes, the tape that was tied in her hands, and this other tape that has hair on it, and this rope.
Okay. Did he ever hand you any sort of sharp-edged blade?
Sharp-edged blade?
Yeah, like a small knife or...
He had that, but then I ended up touching it because when it fell, I picked it up. And I was like, what did you do? There's blood, and then I dropped it back on the floor.
And about how big is it?
It's like a 3-4 inch blade.
Like this?
Yeah.
Give or take? Okay. Did it have a certain color of a handle on it?
Black.
Black, and you touched that?
Yeah.
Okay. And it had blood on it?
Yeah.
Okay. And that was it? That's all he gave you to put in the bag?
I didn't put the knife in the bag. I dropped it where he was sitting.
Mm-hmm.
And then he picked it up and then closed it and then throw it in my, what's it called? I forget what you call that. Pretty much right in between my center console.
Okay. So he's at Walmart with you. You buy gloves and 2 machetes for him. What happened to the 2 machetes?
He has his.
But he was with you the whole time.
He has his. I have mine still. Mine is still in the car.
Yeah, but you said he didn't get out of the car with it.
What do you mean?
I asked you what he took out of the car.
Yeah.
You said her glasses, and that was it.
Yeah, but he still has his. He told me he has it, unless he left it in the car. But I don't know if he took it. But all I know he took was something. He had something in his hand, and her glasses.
So initially, and we talked about this, but initially when you drop him off at the apartments there at 690 Marion, you're saying that all he took with him was initially nothing, and then it was her glasses. He winds up talking about the glasses. And now you're saying that he walked away with the machete?
Yeah, because, like I said, if you end up finding it in there in the driver's side, then he left it. But I know for a fact he had his machete, so he probably took it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he took it. Because mine is pretty much still where I always left it.
Okay.
Because I have mine, and he have his, and Logan have one.
Mm-hmm. So you tied her up around the wrist per his instructions?
Yeah.
Okay. You said that you got some tape with hair on it. Where did that come from?
That was that's why she was kept talking and pretty much screaming help and trying to kick.
From inside the trunk?
Yeah.
Okay. And how did the tape wind up on her head then?
Tape when we stopped.
Okay. So you stopped.
When we stopped and I tried to help her take when she had to pee.
Yeah.
She said she couldn't pee and she was like screaming help. And then he just got angry and he just pretty much grabbed the tape and he just wrapped it around her, and then pushed her on the ground. And then I was like, bro, like, you don't gotta do all of that, because like I said, we were on the side of the street. It was like a little ditch, so like if she'd have rolled, she would just roll straight down in the ditch. So like I helped her off and dusted her off, and she was like just doing this, and then
At Harbor Freight, we do business differently from the other guys. We design and test our own tools and sell them directly to you. No middleman, just quality tools you can trust at prices you'll love.
just speeding. Like he was just speeding. Like he didn't want, even when we came to the stop sign, he didn't want to even stop it.
Well, did he?
He did, because I yelled at him to stop because there was this big trailer like coming from the airport with, I guess, stuff. And I was like, dude, just slow down, stop. And the whole time I'm looking at Mel, and I'm pretty much just like bribing the girl, like, bro, if you let her go, like, just let me let her go, and we can all sit down, talk about this, and I'll take her to St. Luke's. I'll drop you off and take her to St. Luke's, and we'll all be all right. And then he was like, nah, he can't risk it, because if we do, then she's going to tell right away. So I said, she's not. I promise you, she's not. So the entire time I'm sitting back there with her, I managed to get a hold of the knife, and then I kind of like flick it, and he was like, what was that? I said, nothing, you just too close, and I got no space in the back. So he was like, you want me to put my chair up a little bit? I'm like, if you can, if you want. And then I kind of leaned over to Mel, and I was like, let me like turn around a little bit so I can untake her hand. And then she shook her head yes, and then when I turned like this and tried to help her, my radio on my flat screen TV that's in pretty much stereo that's there, it was off. Like, what I mean, it was off, you can pretty much turn the screen off so it's completely dark inside the car. But because his phone is connected to the Bluetooth, a notification came in, and then the screen just came on, and he seen me doing that. That's when he was like, nah, you coming in the front. And I was like, bro, I don't want to come in the front.
And she was taped behind her back or in front of her?
In front of her. I mean, in behind her.
She was taped like that?
Yeah.
Okay. And eventually it was around her head too?
Because when he told me to tape her, I just literally did one loop so that way she can pretty much get out. But he was like, what the fuck is that? Wrap it all around until all the tape was gone. And I just do it, and I was like, that's good. He was like, nope, she'll be able to get out, trust me. And then while she was kicking and kicking and kicking, and he was like, well, I'm getting tired of this kicking. And I was like, bro, can we please just stop? And the whole time, like, while my back piece is down, she's trying to crawl out to pretty much get out towards us. And then he ended up going in between my little center console pocket, and there was this pink taser there. He was like, what is it? I said, a taser. And then he took it, and then he tried tasing her with it, but the battery ended up dead as soon as he touched it.
So you've got a pink taser in your car that he tried to taser with?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then she was just like, just screaming and screaming and kicking. And then once again, he was like, bro, she's bitching. She reminded me of Kia. And I'm like, stop calling my girl even this, bro. Like, she wanted to get out because she kept saying she's cold in the back. It's cold. Can she at least just get out? So then when she got out, so then while he decided to stop for a bit, because I told him to stop. I was the one that keep telling him to stop. So I just stopped to the side of the road, and then he went in the back trunk.
Yeah.
When he looked in the back trunk, he was like, do you have anything back there I can tie her, hog tie her with? I said, no, I don't have nothing you can tie it with. And then he was like, all right, get out. So I got out, and he looked in the trunk. There was my, this yellow rope. And he tried to hog tie it with it, but he couldn't. And then
So what rope did he find?
it was a towing rope.
A towing
A
rope?
heavy-duty yellow towing rope.
Okay. And he tried to hog tie her with
Yeah,
that?
he tried to hog tie so she can stop kicking.
And whereabouts did this take place?
Right when we stopped, almost by the airport on the way
Okay.
To the
Almost
beach.
by the airport.
to the BP gas station.
Okay. So tell me about, I mean, we can agree that you wouldn't want to get anybody else involved in this, right? Not unnecessarily. Okay. So why would you reach out to Trevor and tell him to lie for you?
Because after what happened, I felt so guilty. I'm like, hey, I don't know, I'm losing my mind right now. Just, if anything happened, can you just please tell him, I was at your place because something happened and I'm not. And he was like, what's going on? I'm like, I'm just saying. Because I wanted to say something, but I couldn't say something.
And you told Nakia that you were busy door dashing?
I told her I was busy door dashing, and I told Trevor that just to say I was with you. And that was it.
Yeah.
I was confused on exactly who to tell. I tried to speak up this way, but I couldn't.
Yeah. What do you think Dakota will tell us?
Most likely he will try to put the blame on me and say he never had a gun.
We've reached the end of our day. We're going to go ahead and recess until tomorrow morning. We'll see you back here at 9 o'clock, and we'll Hope you have a good evening. Remember the admonition, and we'll see you in the morning.